Kelly Downs, director at the Arts Council of Southeast Missouri. I'm talk to you in a minute. How you doing, Kelly?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. All right, so
Amen.
yeah, you're doing Rock the Heartland, Battle of the Bands, but it's youth only. I love it.
That's right. That's right. We want to get the kids rocking, Vaughn.
Yeah, well, they should be. And
They should be.
I don't know, 80s music is going to last forever because we were the first generation of parents who had our music on so loud with the kids in the car they had no choice but to love it or go deaf. So they listen to it now, and now the grandkids are listening to it. Gen X, we just kind of took over the music world. We did.
That's right. And I grew up, with the greatest music of all time. I grew up with, the Beatles and the Stones and Bob Dylan and Motown. And so I feel like growing up with great rock and roll music informed everything I do. And it's why I love the art so much. And I think that, kids nowadays are not being exposed to the best music. And so not only do we want to give them opportunities to experience really great music, but also to try their hand at becoming musicians and starting to make great music again.
I remember all the dudes who grew their hair super long because they were in a band in high school and they had to look like the 80s rockers like Motley Crue and, all the Poison and Cinderella and, all those greats. I remember all those guys, and they were actually really good. Yes.
And I think that there's a resurgence of that. I think the youngins, like what the 60s was to me, is what like the 80s and 90s are to our kids and grandkids. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's this resurgence of, listening to Metallica and listening to, all these great bands.
And AC/DC, those guys.
Absolutely.
Metallica.
It's like that line in School of Rock, and he's like, "You mean to tell me you've never gotten a let out?"
Yeah. Good stuff.
I think that there's a little Jack Black in all of us that's aghast when we think about the kiddos not hearing all this great music and having a little rebel spirit in them.
Cracks me up. He was the best thing that happened to a couple of movies I've seen. People don't like it when I bring up Tropic Thunder, but it's still one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. All right, Battle of the Bands. So what are we doing? Tell me about it.
So what we're doing is we are doing a call across the Heartland. So if you are a kid under 21 years old, it doesn't matter if you are a singer, a duo act, or a group. We want you to digitally submit your work, and you can go onto our social media pages to find out all about how to do that. And we will have a panel of really great judges who are musicians around the area who will break it down to the top 12. And we're actually going to do like a little music academy the night before the battle so that they can understand what merchandise looks like, what the setup of the sound system looks like, all of these things, so that they have a little bit of an education in music. And it's all going to take place at Scout Hall, which is our favorite music venue in the area. And so we just want to rock out. So this will go. I think the call is open until the end of June.
Okay. And you said youth, so what does that mean? High school, younger? Does it matter?
As long as you're under 21. You can't be of drinking age to enter this competition.
Okay. So don't drink before you enter either.
That's correct.
All right, so it's not happening until August, but we want to give you time to put your best stuff together.
That's right. So we figured, get those demos in. We want to if you have a dream, just put it out there. And that's another thing is I think unfortunately this generation is really afraid of being cringe, and like cringe is the opposite of creativity, right? We all have to be a little cringy to get through that. So whatever you do, just have the courage to put it into the world because great things can happen. And so we really want kids to put their work into the world, and then we'll let them know, and then they've got about 6 weeks to practice for the big show.
So does it have to be an original, or can they do covers?
You can do covers.
Because some of them need to do covers just so they can get to the point where they figure out songwriting and then can write their own stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's different elements to the show, and while songwriting is a really great part of it, we're just looking for people who want to rock. So however you get that out there is fine.
I want to rock. You can't say anything without reminding me of a song. All right. So how many bands do you have room for, or groups, or individuals?
We're taking the top 12, so it'll go from 12 the first round, and then 6 the second round, and then we'll whittle it down to the top 3.
So if you hear something cranked up to 11 at Scout Hall in August, that's what it is. And so, again, you said it could be individuals, duos, or full-out bands, right? You have room
That's
for
right.
them all?
We got room for them all. We want all the talent in the Heartland.
You could be a shredder, man. Come on and pretend you're Slash. Come in and make it happen. You don't want choirs, though, do you?
I mean, we haven't thought about it, but I mean, I saw Sister Act 2, and they were pretty cool in that movie, so
yeah,
maybe.
But my head's kind of itching now. Okay, so if you're good and you want to rock the Heartland, some of these people may have never had the option of getting on stage before.
Yeah, that's another thing is like, we kind of had the coffee house experience where you could, get your chops at open mic nights and things like that. And, we're still developing those kinds of programs to make sure that there's ongoing calls for talent. But a lot of the times we don't have production. We don't have, all these amazing people behind it. So we've got, the guys from Spectrum are supporting us, and, Scout Hall supporting us, and we've gotten a grant from Walmart. So there's a lot of people getting on board to make sure that this can be the best that it can be, to make it a really amazing experience.
Spectrum's got the best vinyl, I'm just telling you.
They're the best. I love those guys.
I do. I love it. All right, so you submit your act digitally if you're 21 and under. How far are we reaching out here?
So we, as an arts council, cover the 26 counties in the Boot Heel. So, I mean, far and wide, as far as the Arkansas border and all the way east to the Mississippi and up to St. Genevieve. So we are covering some territory here. So we want everybody. We want it to be a competition.
Yeah. Get your music ready and submitted by July 25th. And they do that online, you said?
Yep, you can find out if you follow our socials or go to our website at capearts.org. You can find out all the information.
Okay, and it can be any kind of genre, whatever you want to play. But then the night of, on August 30th, can people come watch?
Yes, this is going to be open to the public, which is also the really fun thing, is that we want to get all kinds of people out supporting young people making music. So this will be a ticketed event, and the proceeds from it go right back into music programming.
Calling all rebels with a cause. It's time for Battle of the Bands Rock the Heartland for youth music competition coming up August 30th at noon at Scout Hall. This is going to be fun. I hope you get a bunch.
Thanks, Fawn. We hope so, too. We got to keep them rocking. Keep on rocking in the free world. Am I right?
Yep, and without rock, I don't know what I'd do.
I don't know what I would do either. I literally don't know what I would do without rock and roll.
Yeah, I have to turn it up really loud because my neighbors play that mariachi crap, and I have to drown it out with, a little Def Leppard. I have to, or I'll die.
Maybe we could do a remix of mariachi Def Leppard.
No.
There's space for everybody.
That's sacrilegious. How dare you? Kelly Downs, director at the Arts Council of Southeast Missouri. Let's rock the Heartland, kids. Get your band together and let's battle. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Fawn.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.